Ideas Inspired Information Podcast powered by Lok Enterprise. Here's your host, Braxton Holley.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of your Friday Fitness Fix. Yes, we're here again, DJ and I, on your Friday Fitness Fix. How y'all like that intro? It's a little different, huh? Yeah, I was feeling a little, seductive with this blue behind me. But yeah, if y'all remember carefully, DJ last week was talking about not liking the keto diet. And you know what? I'm going to talk about it. DJ.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Happy to be here on this Good Friday.
Ta-da!
So, like I said before, and like Braxton just said just now, I don't like the keto diet, and I am about to tell you why. But first, let me tell you what the keto diet is. So, let's kind of paint a picture, a setting, if you will, and I'll tell you a story. Imagine that you are on a stranded island. You are stranded on a deserted island with very to little no food at all. You've been on this island for a considerable amount of time, and it goes without saying you're hungry. Let me tell you what your body's doing during this time. So you don't have enough carbs to fuel your body for your daily activities and or daily resting metabolic functions. So your body needs to make energy from other sources. Usually that source would be carbs. Carbs turn into glucose. Glucose is turned into energy or ATP. Since we don't have that energy or glucose or carbs, we need to find it for somewhere else, and we use fatty acids. So our body breaks down fatty acids and turns them into ketones or ketone bodies. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. Our body breaks down these fatty acids, and a byproduct of that are these ketones or ketone bodies, which we use for fuel. So that's the keto diet. You don't have enough, you gotta find it from somewhere else. We use fatty acids, you get ketones, ketone bodies, and this whole process is ketosis. Your body is going into ketosis once you start using those ketone bodies. Cool?
Cool.
Cool blue?
Cool blue.
All right. So we understand what ketones are, or what the keto diet is in a nutshell. Obviously, there's a whole lot more science that goes to it, but I don't have the credentials for that, and you don't have the time. So, why I don't like the keto diet. Number one, I use the desert island scenario for a reason, because it's kind of tough to go into ketosis not in that scenario, so to speak, if that makes sense. So you essentially have to kind of starve yourself or deprive yourself from one particular macronutrient for a considerable amount of time, and that's hard to do, especially in this industrialized world where carbs are available everywhere. So it's hard to do, and then if you somehow it's hard to do, and then if you fail, like most people do, they fail hard and binge eat those carbs and bring on the weight, baby. Two, which is relating back to one, it's not sustainable at all. It's hard to eat that way because, you're going to have adverse effects from not eating the right nutrients or the necessary nutrients over a period of time. So you can get diarrhea, you can have regain of weight loss from this keto diet. Most people will go through the keto diet and it'll work for a few months, and then something happens or they reach their goal and then they stop it and all that weight comes back. There's also another not necessarily disease, but condition that can kind of happen. Braxton looking off into space.
There's
actually another kind of condition that can arise from being in ketosis, which is called ketoacidosis. This means like you have too many ketones in your blood.
I'm sure more really people have heard of that than even the keto diet.
Yeah. Like ketoacidosis is
there's
so scary.
Commercials on that. Yeah.
And that can fucking kill you. So, so be careful with keto diet.
Whoa.
Don't be, if you're one of those people that takes things to the extreme, let's try to slow it down a little bit and take it step by step, and maybe take a lesser route.
Yeah, something lesser.
So, it's not sustainable because it has long-term effects. And it's going to hurt you in the long run, which brings me to my third point. It's going to hurt you in the long run. I would only suggest this for people that are athletes, or you're trying to reach some sort of extreme health or fitness goal when it comes to losing weight for a wedding, or I'm Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I'm trying to get ready for this movie scene or whatever. You know what I mean? Stuff, kind of scenarios like that. Because it's not sustainable. If you try to do this throughout, like, for years, then you're going to be in trouble. So, if you're a bodybuilder trying to cut weight and get the most amount of fat pulled from your body right before a competition, so you look the best, that's great. But if you're a soccer mom just trying to lose a little bit of weight and live life the fullest and have the best quality of life possible, just eat whole, unprocessed foods. Figure out what your balance is when it comes to energy, how much food you need in, how much energy you need to put out, and go from there. If that does not work, find you a fitness professional like myself, just out of excuses.com, and someone in that field can help you for sure.
The keto diet.
And that was just an example of one diet. Like, the keto I don't like, and I used to love intermittent fasting until I actually started training people and realized that, it's another one of those fad diets that, works for some people, but most people it doesn't. So, Braxton, let's talk about this. When it comes to diets, usually you hear some sort of statistics that come out like, this study showed that this percentage of people had this positive result, right? They don't tell you what percentages of people had a negative result. They don't tell you what percentage of people didn't really have a change at all, right? So if you look at this big spectrum, people, I'm doing my hands are doing a lot of stuff and you can't see it, but if you're looking at this spectrum or timeline or just graph, right? And you see some research study of the keto diet or whatever fad diet you want to X diet, insert diet here. More often than none, the population is going to we're going to be somewhere in the middle on that, in that chart. We're not going to have the best results. We're not going to have the worst results. We're going to be somewhere in the middle, right? And somewhere in the middle isn't necessarily where we're trying to be in our own lives. You know what I mean? So you got to find something that works for you and not necessarily a fad diet that, they're just trying to push on you, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why keto is I'm not a fan of keto. If, of course, if you want to try it and, like, hey, can you make me a keto diet? I got you, because that's money in my pocket. But I would suggest to you try something else, because this may not be the best route for your goals long term. Because we want long-term sustainable goals. We're not looking for the beach trip. We're looking for them golden years.
So, as a trainer and professional as yourself, do you evaluate diet types by your evaluations, or like body types, or health, reasons or causes, or health restrictions? How do you determine what diet is best for a person, as far as their eating goes?
So, number one, anybody out there listening, there's no perfect diet for two particular people rather than, a million. Like, there's no perfect diet. Everybody's an individual, and you have to individualize everything.
Yep.
So, as a fitness professional, nutritional professional, I have to look at everything. I have to look at the whole person. I have to look at your job, your family, all the factors affecting you and your health regarding like why you're not there yet, why you need me, how do we get there, things we can move out of the way, things you aren't ready to move out the way, things that, are helping you short term but hurting you long term. Like, that bowl of ice cream is helping your mental state when you get off work. Like, an hour when you get off work, fine. But you're going to feel like crap the next morning. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Helping people realize things like that. More so than guiding them towards a specific type of diet.
I can attest on that, like, super recently. I'm not the cleanest eater, but I eat. I'm aware of what I consume.
Yeah.
And actually, yesterday, to be exact, or whatever day it was, I was not in a position to be able to cook anything. I didn't bring anything, and I was nowhere where there was a quality choice.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, if you're hungry, you gotta eat. So we pulled up to a Wendys, and I'm not the, the driver, or I'm not even the reason we're in this area.
Yeah.
But I'm hungry. So we pull up, we get some Wendys, and Wendys does a great job at their advertisements because they always bring out a new type of something, something different that everybody else doesn't have. So I tried it. It's the bourbon bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And on my quest to continue to improve my consumption, I've been cutting out cheeses and porks and just like things that just essentially aren't going to, benefit me as I get older. And I could tell my body is changing because it emptied itself out. This is PG as I can say that. It emptied itself out quickly and foully, not the way that it typically just standardizes.
Right.
And then it said, "Hey, I'm not quite done." So at that point, I was like, "Yes, I clearly see that my body has changed and is changing, and there was no nutrients in that for my body to retain." So I said, no, we don't want that in here. Adios.
Yeah.
Don't do that again, okay?
Right.
Because this is what's going to happen, Braxton. So it was basically telling me and say, hey, look, okay, we understand you were hungry. You achieved that goal. But this isn't what we want in here. So we'll be okay with not taking that back. And if you listen to your body will tell you straight up what it does and does not want. And yeah, so that diet isn't for me. So I will continue to, trek through that journey of improving my consumption.
It's funny that you say that too, man, because like it's great that you and I can you and I are aware and can kind of like feel what's going on when certain things happen, and like we're like, oh, okay, I ain't gonna do that again because I know what led to that point. But imagine people that have no clue why they're so tired, no clue why they're gaining weight when they're eating less, no clue why, their knees hurt, just shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, so that's kind of where I come in too. I look at your whole life, I ask questions, and me and my clients together figure out a solution that we can agree on that will work. Because one, if anybody out there has kids, you know that it's much easier to get them to eat food if they pick the food out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we can work together as client, trainer, relationship goes and figure out the best plan for you, because like we said earlier, there is no particular diet out there that's perfect for anybody. You just got to find what works for you, and what the proven science that is out there now is that eating less processed foods is always better. Eating enough food, or eating the rainbow, meaning all the colors that you can think of in relation to food, you're going to have a wide variety of nutrients that you need, essential, everything.
True.
And then, of course, eating that stuff in moderation, or eating the quote-unquote bad stuff in moderation, the stuff that isn't necessarily good, like your Wendy's, you know. Just be mindful, y'all. You know, I went to Wendy's for breakfast. They got this chicken, honey, bacon, something breakfast.
Oh, yeah, that boy slop.
That thing is good.
Yeah.
But while I was standing waiting in line, I would never go to the Wendy's on Arkadelphia again, y'all. But while I was standing waiting in line, I was looking at, they have nutritional facts, big old nutritional facts menu up. And I looked at the Baconator. That's the first one I went to. I went to the Baconator. I was like, ooh, I know that shit gonna be crazy. That by itself is like 2,000 something calories.
Wow.
Daily recommended amount of calories per day is 2,000, y'all. For normal healthy human being, you know, everybody's different, you know, but recommended 2,000 a day. That's one hamburger plus the fries plus the drink plus your dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you said something about Wendy's, man. Like, I was in Wendy's a couple weeks. They have a great breakfast sandwich. That chicken, honey, bacon, something. That shit is good. But while I was waiting for my my breakfast sandwich, I was looking at the menu, the big old menu board they have, and I checked out the nutritional facts. And the very first thing I looked at on the menu was a Baconator. Baconator had 2,000 calories. Just the burger, 2,000 calories. Our daily requirements as human beings, just, you know, normal human beings, of course, all of us are different. Their values will be different. But normally, in a perfect world, 2,000 calories per day. That's 2,000 calories in one meal.
Yeah, that's all you got to eat in a day right there.
So, like, you know, you're going to be hungry again, regardless. But you done got all the energy you need for the day.
Yeah, you good now.
So not only is it energy that your body, it just isn't going to use, most of it is you know, a lot of excess fat, sugar, things that you just don't want.
Yeah, just stuff.
I'm going on a tangent, but, you know, essentially what we're saying is pay attention to what you're eating, be mindful, and set some goals. Consistency
is the key
to change.
Oh, that was hard. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So the keto diet may or may not be for you. DJ is not a fan of it. A fan.
I don't like it.
DJ is not a fan of it. And, you know, be mindful of what you eat. You know, you consume the things that just... I don't even have to tell you that. Just be mindful of what you eat. If you want to be better, you know, be better, you know, at the table. Be better at that drive-thru. Be better when you wake up, you know, because eating eggs, bacon, and sausage all the time, you're just eating more animals. No matter when you eat them, you still eating them. So that'll wrap it up for basically this keto diet episode. I don't think we need to explain that to you anymore. Definitely go look it up yourself. Look at the health benefits and the pros, cons. You know, ketosis is a thing. And what was it? Ketoacidosis. Yeah, ketoacidosis. No one wants that. No one wants anything that's a disease or that can harm you or kill you. So, you know, you can eat your way into... You can actually eat loss. It's probably not the way to say it, but you can eat food to lose weight. You just got to eat the right stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, simple.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a term for it either. I would say caloric deficit, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I come up with stuff all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on Ideas Inspire Information here on your Friday Fitness Fix. You know, like, subscribe, comment, talk to us. We are here for you.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
That's all we got for you this week. Adios.
See you later. Peace up, A-Town. Down.